Hello everybody, and welcome back to pretty much the end game of Donkey Kong Country 2. Are you excited, Goke? We have one level and one boss.
No. I am drinking a glass of milk right now. I am
Extremely racist of you, Goke.
Yes. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get to remove my Iberian ancestry and become Aryan. Well, it is coffee and milk, so maybe it's actually not racist. It's maybe I'm actually betraying my race because I'm mixing the white with the brown. No, I'm mixing the white with the black to create a brown. Just like
now you'll be accepted by nobody.
Yeah, just like in my dating life.
But anyway, so this is basically the hardest level in the game because it starts off as like a normal a Bramble Scramble level, which is already hard, and then at the halfway point it kicks it up a notch, and it becomes almost impossible.
So, we have double jump in this game? What's the deal there?
Oh, when you're Diddy Kong, you can do the a cartwheel and then jump. And that gives you a little bit extra oomph, essentially, to get to where you need to go. And Dixie has the propeller haircut, so or ponytail, so she can float. Anyway, this is the part where it gets really fucking hard, because now you're doing a race through this area, and if you come in second, you instantly die. And before you ask, yes, the guy you're racing against can fly through the zingers just fine.
Oh, lovely. Are we gonna have a final battle with Christopher Walken here?
Why Christopher Walken?
He played in a movie where it's a really silly movie with James Wong of all people in it. No, is that James Wong or James Hong? Lopan is in it.
Okay.
And he at some oh dear.
Yeah, I came in second, so I died.
Yeah, he played Christopher Walken plays the main villain of the movie. And he's throwing a ping pong competition, and the first battle is called sudden death, and the guy learns that it's called sudden death because if you lose, you die. They just throw a poisonous dart in your neck and you die.
Was the movie Balls of Fury, or was it the one where it was about ping pong?
Yeah, I think actually that's the movie. So yeah, Christopher Walken does the character.
Yeah, I remember like
that plays the main villain.
Yeah, I just remember that a little bit of that, and from what I remember, it was like universally panned by like everybody.
Yeah, I watched that movie many years ago. Over a decade, really. I mean, it was funny in the sense of it was pretty I mean, it's hard to not understand. It's a pretty dumb movie right from the get-go. So
well, yeah, because they have Christopher Walken dressed up as Fu Manchu.
Yeah. But honestly, if you have the chance to have Christopher Walken in your movie, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you always take Christopher Walken. Just like you always take more cowbell. Anyway.
Let me see here. I wonder if they took the inspiration for how how the characters in Banjo-Kazooie speak based on on some of the sound effects in this game.
It wouldn't surprise me. They're made by the same people, so. Although something that I was always interested in was what Project Dream was planned to end up being, but because it was supposed to be like an action RPG on the Super Nintendo involving pirates, and Banjo was like a side character that you ran into. And then they sort of changed it so that he was the main character and it was a platformer for the N64.
It would be an RPG in which sense? Like a Super Mario RPG?
Maybe, or like that's the thing. Like I don't really know because it never got released, but it was either going to be like that or more like a Zelda style. But apparently, it was going to have like revolutionary like 3D or as close to 3D graphics for the Super Nintendo as you could get.
Well, when you hear that, actually, when you hear news like information like that, it's probably for the best that it wasn't released in that state.
Yeah, but
because probably will not have aged very well.
I
mean, I don't think.
That's one of those things where it's like, at the time, Rare was like on fire. Like, it didn't matter what they produced; it was always good, kind of thing. Or at the very least, it was fun to play. And then it was only recently that they've been fucking up, and by recently I mean the last 20 years.
I mean, ever since they were bought by Microsoft, they haven't done anything that really that of noteworthy. Really, has anything that Rare made after being bought by Microsoft been anywhere close to the level of impact they had in the 90s and early 2000s?
I think the closest they've gotten was maybe Sea of Thieves. People seem to like that game.
Yeah, but how many people actually like? Yeah, it's quite a. Do people even think of that as a Rare game really anymore? I'm saying this because like what it used to be I don't know, probably back in the day you understood, like you heard a game was from Rare, you probably had a good an image in your mind of what kind of game it would be, you know?
I don't know. I guess the only thing that it really has going for it that makes it seem like it's a Rare title is graphically it looks very cartoonish, but that's about it.
What was the last game? I think. What's the last game they released before? Was it Perfect Dark? The last game before being bought?
No, they made a couple games for the GameCube, but unfortunately, the games that they made were shit. They made Star Fox Adventures and I think one other game, but I can't remember.
Oh yeah. Oh, that game has some unfortunate moments.
But it was good because it awakened a whole bunch of furries to.
No! Stop right there! Stop right there! Okay.
Come on, everybody knows it's The Lion King, that, and
No, don't blame the Lion King for that. Don't blame the Lion King.
Look, man, it's an unfortunate fact of life, but a lot of furries became furries because they saw The Lion King.
I would sooner blame the Robin Hood one, okay?
Oh yeah, that was the other one that did.
Oh, they actually made Killer Instinct, the remake of Killer Instinct for the Xbox.
Yeah, but I think that was, I wouldn't say dead on arrival, but it didn't do too well because they had a very weird microtransaction system for that game. where it's free, but you only got one character to play with. And you had to buy literally everybody else.
There is the anniversary edition, which is like 150. I think one of my cats is in heat because she's being really annoying.
Yeah, I can hear her.
Yeah, this is Daisy. She gets really like the other time she was annoying like this was when she was in heat, and I think we're getting there. Let's see what else.
We're at the final stretch of this boss fight where he gets really annoying because he teleports around.
Yeah. Okay. They tried to make they tried to revive Banjo-Kazooie with nuts and bolts.
Which failed because it was nothing like Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. They made a game called Saber Woof for the Game Boy Advance. They ported Donkey Kong Country 2 for the Game Boy Advance. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, they did a lot of ports for Game Boy. Okay, Banjo-Tooie. Oh, Banjo-Tooie was after Perfect Dark. Yeah, then they. Oh, yeah, and so was Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah. And then they did Live and Reloaded, which was somehow worse than the N64 version.
Mickey's Speedway USA. Okay, and then comes then comes GameCube with Star Fox Adventures, and then they made some ports for the Game Boy Advance, port of old games, and then in 2003 they get bought up and they release Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Yeah, the survival horror game made for kids.
Yeah. And then, wow, they still, like in 2004, they still made some games for the Game Boy Advance. But then, yeah, they made a lot of, up to 2005, they made a port for Game Boy Advance of Donkey Kong Country. And then came Cameo Elements of Power, Perfect Dark Zero. Remember that one?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, and it doesn't play like Perfect Dark, I can tell you that much. It's very weird.
It's not, I gotta go back to see that game, because like, it's one of those games that I don't even remember where I stopped.
I can tell you exactly where I stopped. Level 1, because it was like, oh my god, they put cover-based shooting into a first-person shooter. And it was like, oh my god, it doesn't play well at all. Which is a shame, because I like the redesign they did for Joanna, but, you know, shit happens, I guess.
Yeah. It's... Yeah, they still did a lot of stuff for like Nintendo DS in advance, even after they were bought.
That doesn't surprise me too much because Microsoft doesn't have a portable system. Because it was either that or they make games for the PSP and Vita, which, you know, let's be honest, who the fuck has one of those?
I mean, the PSP I think was still sold reasonably. The PS Vita was the one that really died. Like, died a sad death, you know? Abandoned behind a dumpster. Yeah.
But it had a touchscreen on the front and the back.
So yeah, it's one of those cases where, like, occasionally they do Viva Pinata.
I heard that one was actually pretty good. which is weird because Viva Pinata, the show, is like fucking retarded.
Yeah, it's looking for the 360. What is the game even about, really?
Viva Pinata?
Yeah.
I think it's basically like a farm simulator where you're raising animal pinatas by feeding them candy and shit.
Oh, okay.
And basically the show is about the main character who's the fudge hog, or the hedgehog character, and he's like the biggest cunt on the planet because all he does is steal everyone's candy and eats the shit out of it, and then acts all surprised when everyone hates him for it.
Okay, he's the protagonist?
Yes.
Okay. Who made that show?
Rare.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a joint thing where they made the game and the show at the same time.
Okay. Wow. Did I get Neil Druckmann to write it?
I have no idea. I just know that I saw a few episodes and I was like, wow, this is actual garbage.
Boing, boing, boing.
And there's the best animal buddy. And then there's the animal buddy you don't even realize is an animal buddy. And then there's the one that gives you seizures.
Swinky. Yeah, but it seems like they hardly had a success that wasn't just retreading old ground. You know, exploiting like a franchise that was truly meaningful during their Nintendo days.
Yeah. And it's a real shame too, because like, not only do people really want like Banjo 3E, but there have been people like Grant Kirkhope who are like, yeah, I'd be totally down to make a third Banjo-Kazooie game, but because of copyright bullshit and legalities, hands tied.
Yeah, it's a sad thing because it seems very much like when Rare was like a second party developer for Nintendo, they still people still knew there was still the Rare identity, you know.
Mm-hmm.
People was like, yeah, I mean, everyone knows they only make games for Nintendo, it's like Intelligent Systems, but people still know like that this is the Rare game. Like there is. What I'm trying to explain, not explaining very well, but it's the idea that they still had an identity. Yeah, they still had an identity as a company, even if they were just like a subsidiary, like a second-party developer for the console makers. Yeah, nowadays it seems they can only get like a glimpse of that identity when they are, I don't know, making continuations of old franchises, because aside from that they seem to have just been consumed by Microsoft.
Yeah, I think the last thing that they did that was like based on like their old Rare properties was that fuck, what was it? It was like the creative engine game that they made, where you can make like your own games that everyone kind of forgot exists. I forget what it was called, but it was like for the Xbox One. Do you still have that list open? Maybe it's there.
What's it called?
I don't remember. It was like
for the Xbox.
Xbox One, I believe. It was like Dream Maker or something like that.
Cancelled Sea of Thieves, Rare Replay.
Yeah, not Rare Replay was like a literal collection of just all their stuff.
Jetpack Refueled? Well, that's for 360. 360 was a good console. Pentagram, BC Games, Force, Project Dream, Land of Giants. Dreamland of Giants?
Maybe?
Oh no, oh no, oh no. This is, I guess, is like the. Oh yeah, this here like it's for the this was game for the Nintendo 64. So I guess it was the original version of Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
Well, anyway, we managed to talk about everything but Donkey Kong Country 2 again.
I mean, when does that never when does that not happen?
Yeah, fair enough. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Bye bye.